Christmas 2025 is approaching fast, and I gotta fix some lights. Let's start by cleaning the camera. I'm gonna pull the lights down, and we're gonna record them. All right, let me turn some lights on. Alexa, turn on the desk light. Alexa, turn on the desk light.
Okay.
This set works, but you can see there's a lot of burned out bulbs. Like right here alone, there's 3 burned out bulbs right in front of us here. Where's my clear bulbs? There they are. Maybe back that camera off just a little bit, so I have a little bit of wiggle room here.
We're really excited. It's been a long time.
Putting this
Mixed feelings, it was a bit scary.
microphone thing right in my face was a bad idea.
Now we're just hoping they'll like what we see.
So that is... Where's my container of burned out bulbs? Oh, it's over here. All my burned out bulbs from fixing these lights on the desk, at least, not the stuff I fixed earlier. Oh, fuck. Oh, shit. Where'd that go? Motherfucker. Son of a bitch. I have no idea where the hell that went. Wasn't that fucking wonderful? Good news is if I can't find it, which it doesn't look like I'm going to be able to, it probably shot underneath this chest. Okay. The hell are you from? It's just this random bulb. Does it even work? Well, it's not the right socket for one. This casing might work. Just don't shoot it across the basement on the next bulb I have to replace. There. Is it proper? No. Will it work? Yes.
Just going through the main floor, we hadn't expected anything. We knew we'd be repairing and fixing what we couldn't see, but I don't think we expected that attention to detail. Amazing.
Look at the window. Or was that not a good idea? It's perfect. It's fabulous. When you start doing stuff, you sort of have a picture in your mind of what you want.
Always turn off the lights before you do this. The plugged-in lights, turn them off before you do this, but I can't be bothered. When you got this many burned out bulbs, sometimes it's just easier to replace them without shutting the lights off. Here's another burned out bulb. We got a lot of sets. Well, not a lot, but I'm gonna take a look at those icicle lights again. Those ones that I was that aren't working.
This is beautiful.
As there's very clearly a bad connection somewhere. And then plus I got a 250 light strings to look at. Get in there. There we go. 250 strings to look at, plus another 50, I think, or 100. Here's another burned out bulb. Yeah, you can probably tell why we're doing this. Before the set gets to the point where it cascades and every bulb blows, and I got to replace 50 or 100 bulbs.
Was the East Indian bass? No,
South Africa.
South
So
Africa.
we started with a Japanese bath.
Japanese. That's yes.
Uh-oh, here we go.
I should probably turn the
Oh, look at this. Perfect.
volume down on this before I get a copyright strike.
All works. It's
Let's just do that real quick here.
looks like a dream.
It's just
There. Come on. It's the first socket to give me difficulties getting the damn bulb into it. I'm actually just gonna go pause the show. Probably helps if I hit the button. The show is paused. I pulled out another bad bulb. It's that one that was right here. And immediately, another bad bulb right here. And somebody texting me. I found the missing socket, by the way. I can see it from here now. It's always after you find a solution that you find the missing socket. And just a little bit down from there, we have another bad bulb. We got a whole bunch coming up here. I see 3 of them out, and I think we're on to the second half of the 50. Yep. I got 2 burned out in the 50 there. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 burned out bulbs in the second half of the 50. Which is pretty bad. That raises the voltage to almost 3.5 volts. If it was 10 bulbs out, I think the voltage would jump to about 3.5. Obviously, it depends heavily on line voltage. As these strings are probably slightly overdriven. Yeah, these are 120 volt strings, and my voltage is about 121 to about 120.5. Or 120.5, 125. 121 to 125. Although, here at the desk, it might be a little bit lower. It is 121.7 right now. It really depends on the time of day. It depends on the season. It depends on what I'm doing myself. If I'm running the AC and the microwave, which run two separate breakers or separate circuits under the same breaker spacing because it's a tandem breaker. I think we just had a bulb. I think we just had a bulb fail. Although I'm a little skeptical because that bulb looks like it's good. I mean, I have a fucking bench power supply here. We can tell if things are good or not. We don't have to assume. See, that bulb is good. Which makes me curious, is my random orange bulb here any good? Maybe I can find a set to incorporate this bulb into, just out of complete randomness of it just being here. It'll depend heavily on if this bulb is any good. Which it is not. This bulb is bad. Slightly off topic, I know, but this bulb is good, so why was it not working in the string? Unless these these wires were just shorted. It must have been. Must have just been a shorted socket. Ooh, these bulbs are getting warm. Okay, we're on to the next half of the 50 here. But yeah, the breakers in this house are all, except for my 240 volt dedicated circuit, everything is a tandem breaker in the panel. That's how the house was when it was built. It clearly passed code that way. And other than just breakers getting old and failing, it's never given us a problem. What was I saying? Yeah, it's never given us a problem. The only reason my 240 volt circuit is not a tandem breaker is because there was no need for it. But that'll pull, if I draw 15 amps from both circuits, that'll pull like 30 amps off of that bus bar space, which isn't bad. They probably put a 100 amp breaker there if I really wanted to, and it would do just fine. Other than the fact that I would overload the main breaker if I put 100 amps on top of what's already there. We only have a 100 amp service. And a lot of my power budget around this time goes towards the Christmas lights. A good probably third of that or so goes towards Christmas lights every year. What's with these bulbs just being bad? Or did I short this one? I shorted this one, that's what happened. These bulbs are very hit or miss. It's the same pack that I bought from last year. Okay, something's not right about this bulb. Because it's still not working. Is this bulb just internally shorted? Again, we have the tools to test this. What the fuck? Well, it was glowing. You saw that. The bulb was glowing. And then it started to dim. And the filament went white. I don't think that bulb was sealed properly. Which unfortunately is becoming a very common factor with this string of lights. And that bulb would have burned out almost immediately. Because it was drawing a lot of power. I knew something was off about that bulb when I was applying 2.5 volts in it. I had probably, oh, what does this power supply do? Shorted. If I could short the damn probes here. Power on. That's 1 amp that it was drawing. Actually, it was over 1 amp that it was drawing. I've also had some of these bulbs have dual filaments in them and dual leads. Who's texting me now? Who the fuck is spamming me? Okay, a couple more bulbs before we're done this string, at least. I need a thing on my desk that tells me who the fuck is texting all the time, because I genuinely don't know. It could be one person spamming me, it could be multiple people texting me. I don't know. Snapchat, so it probably isn't super important. But I'm going to replace this last bulb and they can wait. Now we're going to put this set back up. Other than these being extremely warm from sitting all grouped together. That is this entire string of 100 fixed. Now for the next one that I gotta pull down after I put this one back up. Okay, I guess we're not fucking done. I just put this up. And I got a couple bulbs blown already. I just plugged it in. And a couple already burned out. I don't know if I missed them. Or if they just burned out from wanting to burn out. But a couple burned out. Which unfortunately, this is just something that happens with these kind of old sets like I'm using. These are all heavily used sets. I got the last 2 burned out bulbs here. See, this one really went. There, I'm gonna go pop these in and put these up and check for more blown bulbs, I guess. But literally, I just started to hang these up. I was on the second thumbtack when I spotted. Are you serious? Are you fucking serious right now? Where was that? Another one. And another one. I think by the end of tonight, the set's going to have every fucking bulb in it replaced by the looks of it. The whole damn set is out now. Because of 2 bulbs that I have to replace. I'm either going to replace every bulb in the set or I'm going to run out of bulbs. Whatever comes first. And I'm going to stay on top of fixing the set now that I'm here replacing all the bulbs, so I don't have to go through this again. These are on a dimmer, by the way. The only issue is, like, sometimes they burn out and I don't spot it right away. And then when I don't spot it right away, we end up with a situation like I had where I got 500 burned out bulbs in the string. Let's see, anything else blow up while I was putting them up? No? Okay, we're good. I'm going to take a really short break and then we'll continue what I was doing. I got a string of 100 here, 150. And I was going to say, what the fuck? They don't work? Oh my god, they don't work. Now, why don't they work? Because these did work at one point. Did I lose power at the fuse? No. The fuse is not to blame. These just straight up blew up. Which, if we're going to replace 150 bulbs, I have another set identical to this that is also dead. It even still has, oh, well, it had its spare bulbs. Or did I cut this apart? This one looks kind of short. If I can get that one going too, we're going to use it as well. Okay, first step, take a third of it. Don't spill those everywhere. That's probably roughly a third of the string. Find the Lightkeeper Pro. I put it away. Of course I did. And we're going to zap the shit out of it. Helps if you plug it in the right way. Okay, we got it glowing, sort of. Now, I don't just want to drop any amount of bulbs into the string. Okay, it's staying lit. I don't want to drop just any random amount of bulbs into the string, because they'll just all cascade. What happened when I plugged it in, one of the weak ones let go. This one's also dead. One of the weak bulbs must have let go and stopped the whole set from functioning. Now that goes where this Lightkeeper Pro is plugged in. Turn on the string. Here's a kind of purpley bulb. Yeah, the purpley one. I have a bunch. Well, these I don't have identical to this, but I have something that's close enough for as far as I care. See, it's close enough. This is a red. I do not have a lot of reds left. Like, this bag is just about depleted. I do have another string though, or another bag to pick from. If it comes down to it, I got a string of red and green icicle lights that I can just pull all the bulbs from, and I can rebuild from scratch at a later date when I get more bulbs. Because all of my icicle lights are going to go down here, so it does not matter if they're all working working right away, as I can plan accordingly. This is another red, at least it should be. Okay, oh, I was like, how does that make sense? We have a lot more than 50 here. Okay, this right here is 50. Right to here, which is, I think, another purpley bulb. Magenta, I think, is what the color's actually called. Just think, I gotta do this to 2 more sets. This is going to get to become a very long video. If I stand up here, I can see who texts me on Snapchat. This is a blue. I have a lot of blues. I'm mostly low on red and green because of the red-green icicle lights. So orange, the magenta, purpley color, whatever you want to call it. the glass looks more purple than it does magenta, so that's why I call it the purpley one. Orange, and a fair bit of green, because a lot of the ones that went bad are, what do you call it? Red. Here's our first orange to replace. These are the holiday time, same exact brand as Walmart, the other Walmart ones I have. The 100 and the stars. And a good chunk of my other Christmas lights probably came from Walmart, either when I bought them brand new or bought them at the thrift store or got them. I guess I should more correctly say saved them from the garbage. They were in a box with a heavy item garbage sticker, which in my area, a heavy item garbage sticker, and it's placed outside where it would get picked up, means it's free to take. And my town actually encourages it, giving us a specific day for people to put out their heavy item garbage with the stickers on it, and then anyone who wants to take anything for free, if it's outside and it's put with the sticker on it, it's free to take. I forget what they call it though. But they basically, they encourage people to go down back alleys and pick up free junk. My 50-inch LG Plasma that I have a whole series coming on eventually that I fixed like months ago and I still have not edited the footage, was a heavy item garbage TV. Now I didn't pick it up on that day. I just picked it up because I saw it in the snow, which, whatever. This is a red bulb. I think I was a day early, but doesn't matter if it's heavy item garbage. No one's going to stop you from taking it. You're not going to get in trouble. As long as you're not going on someone's property and taking it off their property, nobody cares. But these lights, they also came from heavy item garbage. Not these ones, but like the icicle lights, my giant C9 I think they're called programmable or something, the fancy ones that do like different effects. Those ones were bought at the thrift store, but my C9, just plain multicolor ones that I wrap around the pillar. And what part was that? 13? Or 12 when I did the outside lights. The ones that go around the pillar, those ones came from the same box as the rest of the lights that I got. My red only C9 Christmas lights, LED ones, came from that. I got some multicolor incandescents. I don't know if I still have the set or not, but I think I went over this in the video. They all came from that same box. Because you know me, I'm a hoarder of Christmas lights pretty much. If I can, I will hang on to every set and fix it. Which, I mean, is fair. I'm the one who has to sit here and spend hours doing this every year. And after so many years, I do start replacing some sets, but other ones, I'm okay with sitting here fixing them like this. Especially my vintage ones. I like my vintage lights. Nothing will replace those except for when the sockets start going bad or they short out or the wires are disintegrating. Just basically, if I have the option to fix the lights, I'm going to fix the lights. There was a time where if my incandescent lights burned out, I'd throw them away and get LED, but LEDs, the flicker and the color just bother me. Like, I don't like the harsh blue look. And a mix of the harsh light, not just the blue light, but just the harsh light that comes off of LEDs when they're not properly diffused, mixed with the flickering, gives me headaches. Fluorescent doesn't bother me if it's diffused properly. But LEDs, you really got to diffuse them for them to be okay for me. Is this time consuming? Yes. Is it entertaining to me? No. I really do not like this part. But now that I've got a proper desk to sit at, and well, I was kind of hoping we would be done with this part of the series, but when you run, these lights have been running nonstop, literally just about 24/7 since June. What color bulb was that? Oh, I don't know. Let's see here. What's near it? An orange? That would be a green. I can actually sit here and do it longer. Plus, I've got probably, it's the 4th, I got 8 days till I can put my lights up, or 7 days technically now, about a week. I got a week to get 3 of these sets working. One of them's a 50, and one of them does work. One, some of it's out, the rest of the other one, like, is fully dead. Oh, did they just blow up again? Or did I bump that? I don't think the Lightkeeper Pro is exactly meant for having to run the full load of the string like this, but I fear if I put mains to the thing that's not current limited or rectified in some way, or just dropping the voltage in some way across it, and all these bulbs might just explode. They might cascade and the whole set just fails, and instead of just having to replace a few lamps here and there, we have to replace the whole 50 of them, including the ones that I've just dropped in. Now I have a feeling this is probably going to go like that last string that I just did, where I got it up and then a bunch of bulbs started burning out. Like, just comparing the blues, that should show you, these have a lot of hours on them. Is that the right color? It was until I dropped it. Yeah, nowadays I will not just up and replace a whole incandescent set with LEDs. Not unless every bulb is blown, the set is damaged electrically. Like, I'm talking wires are crumbling beyond repair. I can't heat shrink it and replace the wires because they're broken at the bases. The plug is shorting out and blowing fuses and sparking when you plug it in. And what else? The sockets are crumbling to pieces. And just nothing can be repaired on it. Then I will, and I need a set of LEDs for something, then I'll buy a set of LED lights. But if I can keep my vintage or even like modern incandescents like this, what color was that? Should be the purpley one, right? It should, no, it should be a green. No, it shouldn't. Red. Should be a blue. Like, even just a modern set like this, I'll buy this over LEDs. Those LED mini here. These ones here, that I bought, if I find a plug. These are LEDs, yes. I didn't know that when I bought them. When I was at the thrift store, that aisle was kind of busy, and I just wanted to get the hell out of the thrift store. It was the case of, I just got paid, and I want to get the fuck out of here. So I grabbed the first thing that looked like mini lights, and I was like, oh, these will work. Not realizing that they're LEDs. Let's see. Whole set's glowing away. Nothing is failing right off the bat. But I'm not going to leave it running because I don't trust it. Okay, next chunk. Go till I find the base with 3 wires at it. Which I actually have no idea where it is. Right here. It's right here. Okay, yes, this is very rectified AC. And we have things cascading fast, so I don't know how well you saw that, but these were flickering. So yeah, Lightkeeper Pro is rectifying the current, rectifying what's going into it, outputting DC, half-wave rectified, it seems. Okay, I'm gonna plug. Where'd that bulb go? Seriously, where did that bulb go? I set it down for 1 second. I didn't even put a bulb in it yet. I'm gonna briefly plug it in. To find my next target. The blue one next to me. I really don't want to be burning this for very long like this. One, in fear that I'm going to blow up the Lightkeeper Pro from sending too high of a voltage through it. Or having all the bulbs cascade and sending 120 directly to the diodes. Therefore, frying the Lightkeeper Pro, which is something we need right now. Why did I put an orange where a blue goes? Okay, testing. The green. This red. Oh no, it's a purpley one. This orange. This is the stressful part when I have to make sure I'm not going to fry anything, and basically everything falls on you. You have to make sure that you don't run it for too long. Like, actually, I could just use the switch instead of pulling the bulb out constantly, you know? I could just go like that. This is very, very taxing on the bulbs, but unfortunately, it's just what needs to happen right now. I should also, after this bulb, I'm going to get a charger onto this phone. They're starting to get dimmer. I'm just going to grab the charger out of my bedroom, my battery bank. This one will do. Got a nice PowerAd battery bank. This is probably 4 or 5 years old now. I love this battery bank. Is it charging? It is charging. 47%. And I don't have to worry as much. Okay, on this red one. No, that's not red, is it? No, that's a purpley one. Or magenta, that's going to be a purpley one. Orange. Also, to clarify, when this set was pulled down, it was working. But apparently when plugging it in, all the weak bulbs in the string had blown. This blue one, and I think this blue one was bad. Oh, that looks like a pretty new blue one, so that one might be okay. Let's confirm if this green one is good. Using an open socket, wherever that socket just went. Now we're actually at a regulated voltage. I'm still not going to run it, but it is starting to regulate. See, now it's regulated. Now I'm okay with leaving this on. That's not even the right bulb. How does that make sense? Am I starting to pull from the wrong section here? What the fuck? You know, I think I see what's happened here. Somewhere in this string, I just replaced a bulb that was not supposed to be replaced. No, whatever. I'm not gonna screw with it too much. I had a feeling that this one was wrong. It'll be here somewhere. If I follow the color. Blue right here. There, now I know where the incorrect bulb was placed. So with that being said, let's move all of this out. That's odd. It's actually regulating and not flickering. That's not right. But now it's actually starting to regulate as well. To a point where I'm actually comfortable leaving the power on and pulling the bulbs. Because this is a lot less stressful on the bulbs. It's the wrong color. That's a red. Cats are being stupid upstairs, I can hear. This mic is not sitting right. Before I put that in, I actually gotta get this basement cooling off a bit. It's getting warm from all the lights and stuff that are on. Okay. I have two random ass green light bulbs and I don't know where one of them goes. Actually, I know exactly where one of them goes, but it's not there. That's not where this one's supposed to go, but it's going to go there. It is currently only 10 o'clock. One of these purpley ones. This is a green one. I'm getting a lot of text messages right now, Jesus. Well, I'm going to put this bulb in and then we'll look at it. Another one right here. Somewhere around here, I do have replacement bulbs to this set. I put them somewhere on this desk. Oh, no, I didn't put them on the desk. I put them over here. That's more fuses, more flasher bulbs. And I forget what color goes there now. Purpley? Just make sure. After green. Yep. I'm the type of person where this has to be exact to the way it is. Oh shit. This has to be exact or the set will piss me off. This is a blue. I have plenty of blues. I have as I said, I have pretty much every color but red and green. Well, this bag is slowly starting to run out of blue. By December, I'm buying like probably $100 worth of spare bulbs, so I have them on hand. Because I eat through these like crazy around here. As you can probably imagine, with having probably about this year, it's probably going to be 1,500, 2,000 bulbs. Lots down here, some upstairs. Outside has a bunch. The tree's going to have a bunch. Next year I'm going to do another tree upstairs, I think. Get a fuller one for down here where I'll see it the most. And then do a big tree upstairs and a little fiber optic tree. I'll have to buy more ornaments, I think, but I fix up enough of these lights. Or even just repurpose some of the lights that I put upstairs for the tree. Upstairs, I don't have to go like fucking 400 bulbs on my tree. As I stuck those strings of LEDs that I just showed a couple minutes ago, like I don't like, that I bought by accident. I stuck them on the tree to see how just 100 bulbs would look. 100 mini light bulbs actually looks pretty okay. I would probably do 200 at a minimum. But on my old probably 6.5 or 7 foot tree that I did at my old house, I used to use just one string of 150, I think it was. And I made that tree look really good. I wish we had kept that tree. It was a pre-lit incandescent. Now that I got a Lightkeeper Pro, pre-lit might not be as torturous to repair. Anyone who has had a pre-lit tree knows they're amazing. You don't have to worry about putting lights on your tree until it burns out. Or the bulbs cascade into failure like this light string did. And then you've got to sit there playing with every individual little bulb. Figuring out which one's burned out, which one's not. And I used to use this. They used to fall out of the tree at the old house. Like there would be missing bulbs because the cats would climb around in it. And it would get mistreated when it got put away by a certain unnamed family member who used to bring the tree up and put it downstairs for me because it was too heavy for me to carry until I was probably around 10 or 11 is when I was able to finally start carrying that tree. Like it was heavy. The base of it was like the main bottom base part there. The bottom row of the tree was probably 40 or 50 pounds. For a 9 or 10-year-old, for some of us, that's fairly heavy. Mix heavy with awkward, and it was a bitch to get upstairs, but probably around until then, this unnamed family member would bring it up and put it downstairs, and he'd just kind of throw it around, and he didn't give a shit. Not realizing that if it stopped working, he had to help me fix it too, because he brought it up. But bulbs would fall out and go missing, and my solution was tin foil and electrical tape. Shove a ball of tin foil in the socket and put electrical tape over it. Use that trick a lot. It works, but it also raises the voltage. It's only a good fix if you only have maybe 1, 2 bulbs out at a time. But if you got like 5 or 10 or 15 bulbs that have burned out or missing, replace the set, replace the tree, put a string on yourself and treat it as an unlit tree. Just don't run it with 1 or 2 or with 10 or 15 bulbs jumped out. That's going to raise the voltage a lot. It's going to blow up really fast. And you're going to do more harm than good, and then you're going to regret it. To be very clear, I'm not talking from experience, by the way. I know how these sets work. I know once you get so many bulbs out, the voltage jumps up insanely high, and then it's just a nightmare from there. As you can tell, I know from experience of sets blowing up and not replacing the bulbs, but not off the tree. But I do remember screwing around with a bunch of the bulbs, and one year I got fed up and I was like, fuck it, I'm just going to get a set of lights and I'm going to do it myself. Like we're doing here. Not like we're doing, yeah, kind of like what we're doing here, but not in this video. But it makes it so much easier because then I can just pull the set off and fix it on a desk or on the kitchen table or on the floor or coffee table or in my lap on the couch. And this is one reason why I like the Lightkeeper Pro so much as well, is because it saves the job of having to go through and check every individual bulb with a 3-volt battery or power supply or just something to get the bulb to light up or not. 3-volt bulb or a 3-volt bulb, 3-volt battery or 3-volt power supply, or in my case, a 2.5-volt power supply, because I like to not overvolt my bulbs. I feel comfortable enough to replace this. We'll do this one after. I'll just drop this one in. Doesn't matter. I feel comfortable enough to plug that in and work on the remaining burned out bulbs. By the way, that other set that I have to fix on the that I threw on the chair, the one that I want to repair that's just been kind of sitting around for a while. That one came out of my bedroom upstairs. It spent 2 years on a dimmer switch before it finally burned out to the point where it's at now, where it just does not work at all. These ones got a lot of use last year. Both this string and this other string that we have to fix, they're up on my wall that I put up since June, because I just use Christmas lights as mood lighting as well. Because I prefer power on the Christmas lights over powering on the big ceiling light. The big light, as people call it. If I'm given the option to not use the big light, I just don't. Like, I use them for filming here. I also use a couple of lamps for filming because I don't have a light right over the desk. It's where the desk used to sit, but I would have to move the light, and I just have not gotten around to it yet. Just restaple the Romex is all I have to do, but move the tile over. What is that, 2 tiles? Just haven't done it yet. Don't know if I will. I might even just pull that out and put an outlet there to power the desk so I'm not running an extension cord on the floor. Just put the light next to it plugged into the outlet for all I care. This is the last bulb that needs to be replaced. Out of this section. It's possible that other set that I talked about, the 2-year ran one, the 2-year ran one, I guess. It probably needs a total relamp. Sure enough, this one's the same situation where these bulbs are glowing super bright, and I will not be running it until all the bulbs are replaced to where it's down to a safe voltage. Once this is down to a safe voltage, then we can start leaving this on. Get out of there, you little cocksucker. There we go. If I fix that other set, I'm going to have to figure out where I'm going to put it, because I don't even know. It's safe to say I didn't exactly plan to be relamping this many sets, so I expected this to just go quick, just a couple bulbs in and out. Like maybe 20 bulbs for the whole string. And now we're so many bulbs in here. Like most of this container right now is containing multicolored bulbs that I've ripped out of this set. At the end of the year, we'll total up just how many bulbs I had to replace. At the end of Christmas 2025. Which won't be till sometime in 2026. With the exception of my lights down here that will probably remain up. Well, actually, it wouldn't be an exception because they'd be going way into 2026. Because my Christmas stuff can come down whenever I want. There's no set date on when I have to take my stuff down. If I want it up till March, I could leave it up till March. Not that I'm going to. If I wanted to, I could. Just the lights that go up on the ceiling here, or up high on near the ceiling. These will probably stay up, but I might actually just get some white ones and put white ones in place. For a little bit more of a mood lighting look than Christmassy. Well, I was going to plan out how I was going to hang the lights, but honestly, we're too far and too close to setup time to actually plan it out. Like, I was supposed to plan out the outside ones. I didn't. So I was kind of winging it, hoping for the best. I think the outside turned out pretty nice. But with how many sets I have to fix here, like I gotta fix this, I gotta fix the icicle lights, I gotta fix another set, and another set. I don't know if I'm gonna have time for planning because it's probably gonna take a couple days to fix all of these sets, and this video is probably gonna become like 4, 5, 6 hours long. Unless I break it up into a couple parts. Of course, the parts will not be in a row because I already have part 14 filmed, and part 15 will probably get filmed soon, and then the tree will be probably its own part, so depending on when I get that out. That might be anywhere from part 15 to part 25, for all I know. The Christmas 2025 series here is a lot longer than last year's. Because this year I am actually going to give a shit about how it looks and not just give up halfway through like I did last year. You know, I filmed the inside lights and I don't think I ever uploaded it, and I took down the outside lights because I didn't like how I did it, how I did the video, that is. The video was poorly done. This year was meh. Not exactly the most thrilled about it, but I also just don't like being on camera, which is the biggest issue with doing this series is when I gotta put the outside lights up, I gotta kind of be on camera, and I don't want to be on camera. So then I gotta blur myself out. And I get lazy halfway through, and then you get videos like the current setup video that's up. Where so much shit's blurred out. I block the view half the fucking time, so you can't even see what I'm doing. The screen needs to be replaced. How much power are these drawing? Find out once I get a green bulb put in place. About 13 watts. It's a red bulb. Hopefully I'm not running out of reds. Probably got a lot of... Oh, I almost put the wrong thing in there. Probably got a lot I got to replace out of that other set too. Oh shit, I think we're running out of reds. I see a couple there in that pile that I just shook out. I do have a couple in a socket already that I can use if it comes down to it, but I kind of want to save those for emergencies. Like an, oh shit, my bulbs are burning out and I need to quickly drop one in kind of situation on the tree. It'd be nice if they gave us just one bulb of each color and we had to buy flasher bulbs separately. Since I don't think the flashers get used all that often. Like, of course I use them, but I got specific sets that I like to drop a flasher bulb into. So other than those very specific sets, that bulb's in there backwards for some reason. Other than those very specific sets, I don't use flashers. I'd be okay with having to pay for them separate. And I would happily do that as long as I started sending sets with individual bulbs of each color. Like for a set like this where you got red, green, the magenta, and blue and orange, or yellow or whatever. I think it's more of an orange. In that situation, if they sent one of each color, that's 4 bulbs. They're already sending 4 bulbs. That way, if one bulb burns out, you have the right color to go in place. That's also why I have so many spare bulbs, so I have enough colors to replace everything when a set goes. Only a couple more bulbs to go out of this set, and if any more burn out, I will be sure to record it. Drop a green in here. I think the greens are bad. These are glowing awfully bright. That one's good. Yeah, that's glowing awfully bright. I don't know if I feel how comfortable I feel about that. Apparently I can't talk tonight. Should probably go to sleep. You know, it's like only, what is that, 10:41 I think my microwave says? Makes me almost wonder if I missed a bunch of burned out bulbs or something, or if these just naturally glow really bright. Which also is not completely out of the equation here, because it's possible that these just glow really bright and I'm just used to seeing them dim down. It's also just very possible that when I applied full mains voltage to the set, we blew a bunch of weak bulbs. Okay, with that being said, now I can look over the entire string. What's that, 50? That is 50. But we already have a failure. What color is this bulb? This is a red one. It's not one that I replaced. So like as I said, we're going to have weak bulbs going out on us. Hard to tell which ones are reds and which ones aren't. Still extremely bright for my liking, but at least all the bulbs are working now. This is supposed to be a blue. And we just had another one blow up right in front of us. Another red, go figure. We got a green here. That green is bad. Oops. Bump the camera. These are about 60 watts for 150 bulbs. They all work, and if any burn out while I'm hanging the set, I'll report back. Okay, before I go too much further, we got 2 failures already. I've got a blue in the 50 to 100 section here. Oh no, that's a blue. Damn bulb made me think twice for a second there. I gotta get the other one. I think it's a purpley one or a red or maybe a blue. Might be a blue. I spot another failure of a green and a red. I thought it was a blue. It is not. I'm going to find another red in this bag. It's becoming more and more difficult each time. And we're not even working on the red one. I needed to find a green. Now I can do the red. Now I can put these back in, and if anything else starts failing, I will grab it. Otherwise, I can put the set back up now. So I don't have to. I'm not going without this set. Lighting up my basement. Ouch. Oh shit. Come on. There we go. Let me just inspect and see if I see anything else that burned out while I put those back up. And if we didn't, that set is now 100% fixed. Which it is. I'm going to take a short break and then we'll come right back to this. Christmas 2025, part 13, I think, or 12. We're going to do some soldering today. Why are we doing soldering? Because, well, these lights do function, as you can probably see if I shut some lights off here. You can tell these do function. They draw about 2 watts, 2.6 watts. The reason for repairing? This mess right here. I don't feel comfortable having this coming apart like this all the time. And back when I did this, I didn't have a soldering iron. So I just took the wires and I taped them together. By the way, it's just resistors in a diode pack, so I'm not worried about touching this. It's unplugged, so. just zoom in on this a little bit. But yeah, this is just literally just wires taped together instead of properly soldered like I want it to be. I'm gonna get the pliers. These pliers, these'll do. I might actually need the solder sucker for this. Where did I put that? Ooh, that smells pleasant. I've never ever used this thing. That's actually a lot more effective. I need to cut this back and re-splice it. Oh yes, this is... There we go. That looks like a pretty okay solder job to me. I'm gonna get the other cutters out if I know where they are. If I don't, this will be really fun to clean up. It's good news. I do know where they are. That means I can unhook this one. As you can see, these technically, I don't even know what this is for. I don't even think this is wire, to be honest. It's not, it's just string. It's a lead wire. Strip back a little bit less this time. And do the same thing to this end. Try not to melt the wires. And before anyone asks, yes, I'm aware my soldering iron needs a new tip. Find the end. We're still in shot? Barely. I think instead of replacing my soldering iron tip, there's a bit of solder on the end of the iron. That'll do. Sure enough, it works. I'm happy with that. That now means this can finally go back together how it's supposed to. But to be safe, we're going to put some hot glue around those. And while that heats up, I'm going to wash my hands off from the solder before I touch anything else. Well, just one more check. Yes, they still work. I just want to put some hot glue around the wire so I don't pull on them. It should draw 0.02 amps. It draws 0.024 amps, and we have an LED that's going bad. What's kind of unfortunate about this, I don't have more of these. Flickers that way. So it says it's ready when it's not. Such a great unit I've bought here. Uh-oh. I think I broke it. I probably didn't let the hot glue. Don't tell me that LED just died. I don't know why it stopped working. It's working now, so who cares? These are now fixed. And that dying LED is apparently slowly coming back to life. Well, that's that set fixed. Into the LED pile you go. We have to solder and heat shrink one more set. You got some small heat shrink? I do. I should not have shut the iron off yet. Now that I think about it. This one has a splice job right here that I don't necessarily like. We're going to end up with a second splice job as well. Is it a good idea to be cutting bulbs out of the set like this? Probably not, but sometimes you do what you gotta do. While it's warming up, got this one here that needs to come out. Technically, you can just replace the socket, but look at this set. It's all hacked together already anyways. If this one breaks, I genuinely do not care. Put a piece of heat shrink on before I tie that up. Let's just bring the container full of heat shrink closer to the desk. I also don't have any dark green heat shrink, so black it is. I got light green, but I don't have dark green. I like to call this color Christmas light green. Okay, before we go any further, does it work now? Yes, very bright. How many watts is that? About 25 watts. Jesus. That's probably really, really healthy for these lamps. These totally aren't going to start blowing up real fast unless I current limit these somehow. You know, a smart idea here. If you're going to solder things, at least unplug the fucking thing first. The whole time these were plugged in. That shows you how smart I am sometimes. Here's a pair of scissors. Okay, shut the iron off before I melt something with it. Slide the heat shrink over the wire without touching the wire because the set is still plugged in. Oh shit, I melted the wires together here. Unplug it for a minute because it wants to be a pain in the ass. Oh shit. It scared me. Let that cool now. That's gonna be real hot. Test. Sure enough, they still work. Why wouldn't they? One more set. I remember this set wanted to be difficult outside. Zap it a couple times with Light Keeper Pro. And yes, this is the set that wants to be difficult. Hang on. Last time it wasn't, this way it wasn't working, it was the other way. Maybe. Let's see, where do we lose power? That bulb says it's good. It's not losing power here. Except it's got to be losing it here. Bulb next to it's good. Let's try clipping that out of circuit and see what happens. Now we got power all the way down. No, we don't. Yes, we do. What the hell? I don't know anymore. I think this set has a broken wire somewhere in it, so. Into the junk pile that one goes. I just don't have the patience to deal with that one today. Next project. This will be in a separate video. Thanks for watching.